right, and we're back with Privateer Hero Kevin Moranz. Hi, buddy.
Hello, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing? How's California?
It's beautiful out, so that's nice.
You ever
just
going
spent a
back?
little time at the beach.
You ever
So
going back to Kansas, or you're just out of Kansas forever?
I'd be fine with just staying here if I could afford to actually live here.
Wow. God, we need to talk about your life decisions.
Yeah, I'm kidding though. I don't think I could actually live here.
Hey, so
I could visit here. I couldn't live here.
I'm looking for people to go in. I'm buying a house in Florida. Because I've discovered I don't make enough money to live in Florida.
Yeah, it's
so we need people to go in on a house with us.
This house better be big.
I'm down.
Because it's
Get it close to a training facility, and Kev's really down.
Orlando is where I'm looking. There's a bunch of them in the surrounding area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I might be able to get you in at Moto Sandbox, maybe.
Oh, there we go.
I might know a guy that we can get in there.
Yeah, we might
I
know.
like
that.
it.
So, all right, man. So let's talk about your A2 here. We're getting better. We are getting better.
Oh God, here we go.
So, run us through your night here. Tell us all the juicy details. I want to hear everything COVID related. Go.
Okay, so long story short, haven't been able to ride since the A1 catastrophe. Did get to ride press day. That was the first time that I've rode outside of racing this year so far. So that was solid. It's definitely a little bit of an advantage to try to get the track dialed because the wall jump over the tabletop 333 was a pretty tricky section. So to have a little extra time was nice. Coming into the night, qualifying was a little bit better as far as just like performance-wise feeling. Time-wise, was in a similar position. Did qualify the best I've qualified yet, but just by a position or two. But yeah, long story short, can't be down on it. I mean, I want to be down on it, but I can't be down on it. Because, I mean, dude, like, the LCQ is gnarly. A lot of gnarly guys to get out, not necessarily with the whole shot, but to make a quick, aggressive move to jump out into the lead real quick and lead a few laps. And even have a pretty decent opportunity at kind of battling with Chiz a little bit for, obviously until he pulled away from me in the whoops. But other than that, man, we're close. So
Yeah.
happy but not satisfied. It's kind of shitty because excuse my language, but I say that a lot, but it is. It's part of having a long season. You just got to keep making progress, and that's clearly there.
Well, you and I talked last night, and I said, well, obviously I was pumped on how the LCQ went, even though you didn't make it in, because, as I said, the guys that beat you have Bogle is a 250 East Supercross champion. You have Chiz, who is fucking Chiz. Let's face it, he's in every single main.
Possibly the most consistent guy to ever race.
Most consistent guy ever on his stock Yamaha. You had Amart, who was a podium 250 Supercross guy.
And Josh Hill.
And then Josh Hill, who won a fucking 450 Supercross main.
Natural
Granted,
talent
it was
through the roof.
2008, but whatever, it's fine. So, I mean, realistically, yeah, not a fucking terrible way to not make the main, I guess you'd say. And you were right there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like the biggest thing for me too is like the speed was there at the beginning easily. Yeah. So I just need to get another about at least a lap and a half in me of that pace, and it'll be game over kind of deal. Or not game over, but it'll be locked in a little bit better.
Yeah. So the LCQ start was really good. What happened to the heat race start? Because I was watching, that didn't seem great.
So I was in a great position, but that's because nobody took that gate. The gate had a big old hole right outside of it because I was like 15 gate pick, and that thing was still open.
Yeah.
So I obviously took it because I didn't want to line up on the very outside. I knew I could get the jump on everybody. It's just how my bike handled that first hole, and my bike did not handle that first hole very well.
I actually have a picture because you were on TV. Because who were you lined up next to for the heat there?
Yeah, Sexton and I was in between Sexton and Wilson.
Yeah. Great choice. Always line up next to Sexton, Tomac, Roxon, so we can get on TV. Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually had to rewind it on the iPad, pause it, and I took a picture of it. So yeah, I'll post that up later so that we got that on the old Instagram there.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, that start I was like, oh boy, that didn't go well. So
no.
Then you get in the LCQ, and the LCQ start, like you said, was great. You made a quick move on Chiz, got to the lead, and kind of took off.
It was actually on Hill.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Chiz.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
no, it was Hill.
No, Chiz was like, I think,
hey, bro,
fourth.
I'm just watching the race,
lap.
Not riding the race, okay? My memory's different. So, but anyway, okay. So that was great. Now bike feels good. Me and Justin were talking. We thought the bike looked better in the whoops than what it has in recent weeks. So that's a plus.
I would have to 100% agree with that. I mean, it honestly didn't change anything, I don't think. Biggest thing is just like I'm slowly, especially this weekend, I gained a lot of confidence back in my shoulder. But like,
just commitment.
Obviously the A1 crash was not ideal. The next round, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to race. Like I didn't know if my season was over. You know what I mean? So like I was just trying to get through Oakland. So that's why obviously I whole shot of that LCQ and dropped back real quick.
Yep.
And then the third round was similar situation. Didn't ride it all during the week, just hoping my shoulder was going to feel better, and had it all taped up and braced up and was able to race. But obviously got an immediate crash at the beginning of the LCQ and came back to ninth. And then this weekend, feeling better with my shoulder and jumping out front and leading a couple laps and almost making it, more or less, it's clear improvement. So that's what's good.
Yep. So what's planned for this week?
Triple Crown.
So yeah, this is going to be gnarly, boys. So, try to do the best we can in qualifying and just absolutely send it in the LCQ.
Yeah, that was one thing we were Justin's been over here for a while today. We're putting an addition on the barn, so he's been over helping me do some insulation stuff. But anyway, we were talking about like, man, Kev's like 25th to 30th in qualifying. Like this is going to be rough. But then we were like, well, at least he's got the LCQ race to go out and like try to send it. And get it in,
give me a last little hurrah.
Yeah.
But no, like the biggest thing too is it really just depends on how the track forms up. Because one, this is going to be an all indoor stadium, is at least what I've been told. I've never been to the stadium.
Yeah, no, it is.
And that's a game changer. I guess I don't know if it's for everybody, but for me, for sure, like a little bit more controlled environment, probably a little bit softer dirt, which would be nice. I'm hoping, at least.
No, it's hard. It's hard as fuck.
It is.
Yeah,
really?
man. It's been blue grooved like the last 5 years. I think
it's hard as fuck, and it's long straightaways. So make sure
your start is literally the longest.
Yeah, so we'll be solid there.
Yeah,
but the biggest thing for me is just having an indoor stadium or whatever, but it depends on how they build the whoops, really. Because like if we can get through the whoops, dude, like that's the only place I was getting caught this past weekend.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the biggest thing I need to work on. But at the same time, like you can't work on that when you have a bum shoulder. You know what I mean? You just you got to be smart throughout the week and then send it in the races.
Yeah.
Because if you try obviously when you start working on stuff you're not great at, mistakes happen, wrecks happen, and I can't afford that with my shoulder until now. Like it's starting to feel good again, so that's good. But
yep.
It's a long season. It sucks that you kind of have to tiptoe around some of this stuff, but it's part of it.
Now, are you going to try to ride during the week somewhere, or?
Yeah, I think we're going to probably try to ride Wednesday,
and
then we'll head down to. We might even ride Tuesday. I don't know, but for sure not tomorrow.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think off the top of my head any track that he'd even be able to ride that would mimic the dirt he's going to see in Glendale.
AZ Cycle Park?
That's the only one I could think of. You'd have to go to Arizona to even mimic that dirt.
Yeah. Are you driving over to Arizona, or are you flying in there?
We're driving because it's like 5.5 hour drive, so it's not bad.
No, that's pretty good. So
yeah,
sweet. So all right, so that's cool. The Glendale Stadium's cool. I was there in 2000. Was it 19?
I think it was 2019.
Yeah, I think it was 19 because I think it was the same year I went to Oakland. The roof opens, so usually if it's nice out, they'll open the roof during the day. So be careful with that too, because you'll get sun in certain spots, and then it'll create like a fucking glare on the goggles because it'll be like super bright sun in this corner of the stadium, and then the rest of it'll be like normal indoor stadium. But
yeah, I literally remember.
Yeah, that sounds a little rough.
I remember one year that like when Mitchell, when he was on the Nuclear Blast team, like when he was still in the B group.
Yeah.
He was like going. I think it was the far side section. There was a sand corner, and he literally would come out of the sand section, and right as he'd come out of the corner, like sun would blind him, and he just remember. I remember him saying he came out of the sand section and set up for the rhythm section, sun him in the eye. Next thing you know, he's just going off the track because he was fucking blinded.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right, dude. So Patreon stuff. Let's talk about that here. How's that going? Because I'm seeing
it's going good. I need to get that's one thing that I guess Sater and a couple other people that are gonna, and obviously Isaac, because Isaac I know helps you out a little bit with some of your design stuff.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna work on some marketing stuff to kind of organize everything, because I do have a lot going on with my program, and I've only been able to market it really through Instagram and Facebook, and we haven't had time to make a recap video that explains everything that I have going on, because there's a lot with the goggles, the number plate, the pit bike, the extra content and everything like that. So Patreon's going good. It's building slowly. I'd love to see it kind of start to take off, but we just got to get a little bit smarter with how we go about it to kind of explain that it's more of like a support program to help fund my racing. And then the giveaways are kind of extra instead of marketing just the giveaways. And then when people realize they have to pay for it, they get like bummed out almost. So I'm like, we got to get back into the realm of, like, yo, this is to support a privateer program. And then I'm doing extra stuff for the people that jump in on it instead of the other way around.
Well, I'll tell you what you need to do is you need to go up to who's the guy on Race Day Live?
Dan Hubbard.
Dan Hubbard. He's dude,
obsessed with you, bro.
He fucking swings on your nut. I mean, I love it because
Okay,
obviously it's
legit,
getting us out. But he and dude, I like the guy. I like his energy. Like, this is not a dig, but like he is full on 100% man friend of yours, dude.
Like, oh, honestly, Kev, do you actually know that? Like, we're not making that up. This dude is obsessed with you.
Every time.
Yeah,
every
I
chance.
actually love it, and I'm trying to run with it because it helps a lot.
100%.
Well, I think
100%.
it was the second session when Colt was up in the booth and he was talking about it. Like, as soon as you came on screen, the first thing Dan asked Colt is, "Yeah, does Colt? Do you know Kevin Moranz? Like, do you know anything about him? Whatever." The first fucking question he asked.
What did Colt say?
Colt was like, yeah, he's like, I've spent time with him at Raynard's Complex, and he said a couple other things and stuff, but basically he was just asking, like, hey, do you have any experience with these guys or whatever? But that was the first thing he asked. Hey, do you know Kevin Moranz or all this? Colt's like, yeah. He's like, I know him from Raynard's and all this and that, and he said a couple other things. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, that was the first question he asked as soon as you came on screen. What do you know about Kevin Moranz?
Yeah, you should totally.
That's sick.
You need to take Dan Hubbard out to dinner one of these weekends, man.
I know, I need to.
And really explain the program so that when he's talking about it, he can really put
because he'll definitely put it in there.
Dude, like, he'll be your number one Patreon pusher, period. No questions asked, like, end of discussion. The guy is awesome.
And it helps because obviously we see him every weekend.
Yeah.
So like he would definitely be a guy that could plug anything you wanted him to.
And the funny thing is, too, is like
Yeah.
it's both rounds of qualifying we watch.
Oh, I know.
Because you jump out, like, you don't necessarily jump out the first one, but then they always find you at some point during the first one and he says something.
Dan
But then
goes
the
apeshit crazy.
I was going to say, but then the second one, you get to start, and like the first 5 minutes of the second qualifying is all about Kevin Moranz and his program and all this stuff, which, like I said, is fucking great, but it's just hilarious for us since we know you and like everything like that to have this guy just sitting there.
I mean, literally, Kev could go down on screen and Dan would turn away to like flip and be like, "Oh, Kevin Moranz is down, but he'll get him the next time."
Yeah, don't worry, he's coming back, baby.
Well, I noticed that last year in the 250s, like the first time I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Cool, that Dan's plugging Kev. He's talking about him." And then I started noticing every round, I'm like, "This motherfucker is obsessed with Kevin."
He is.
Dude, well, that's good, though, because like, it's cool to be able to transfer from, okay, being in the spotlight of the 250 class, yeah, I'm going up to the 450 class that has a million dudes in it right now, and still being able to kind of keep myself in the spotlight has been pretty sweet in the premier class.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the segment that we was up with Colt talking about, like, Colt has to go to 450s, and he was talking about like transitioning from 250s to 450s, and that was kind of something he was talking about, like when you were on screen, like, oh, Kevin rode 250s, and then like now he's in the 450s full time and all this and that. So yeah, no, in all honesty, Dan would definitely be a guy that you'd be like, hey man, like, I appreciate everything you're doing, because he's already going to do it whether you like tell him or not.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like I said, the best marketing you could do would be to spend money to take him out to a nice dinner on a Friday night, really explain every bit and piece of your program, and really get it so that when you get on screen on Race Day Live, he can be like,
well,
y'all need to go here, support this guy. He's really doing great
I think
things.
he already also even, this shows how much of a fan he is of Kevin. Like, he already kind of has an understanding because he even brought up the Patreon thing.
He did.
He brought
yeah.
it up. Like, hey, like this guy, like with helmet wraps and on his front fender, and you could pay to be on this. So I think he already even knows a little bit, which already just shows
I kind of filled him in a little bit, but yeah. We talk every now and again, but not very often.
Yeah, no, I would definitely get on that. I'm gonna definitely hit him up too and see about getting him on the show at some point here because we're all Kevin Moranz fans here.
For sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're all
like,
amongst
hey, man, we got stuff to talk about. Like, yeah, you like Kevin, we know
like
Kevin.
Like,
like
this is gonna
Kevin.
work out great. So. Yeah. But tell people where they can find you for the Patreon thing here. We push it. We'll go with it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, the easiest way to find it is just go to my Instagram page, hit the link in the bio, and then join the Moranz Mafia, become a Patreon, that kind of deal. If you can't find that or you don't have Instagram, easiest way to find it, kevinmoranz.com. Hit the Join Moranz Racing tab, which I'm actually getting ready to jump in and start editing because I need to probably change it to like Moranz Mafia, Patreon, whatever. But right now, kevinmoranz.com, join Moranz Racing, and then just hit join as a fan. because I do have sponsorship options as well if businesses want to get involved. But there's, one for fans that just enjoy watching, and then there's obviously one for sponsors that more like company based and want advertising and stuff like that. So it's the easiest way to find it. Got a lot of cool giveaways. We're doing signed Oakley goggle giveaway every single weekend. Signed to Cheruby's front number plate every single weekend, and then entries every month that you're a patron stack up to go towards the YCF pit bike that we will be giving away to one of the patrons at the end of the season. So yeah,
Sick.
Appreciate the support.
Sick. Did I win anything this weekend?
No, you did not.
Okay,
I
right.
I never. I need to just send that out to you. I never redrew. I haven't had time.
It's okay, man. Just give it away to somebody. It's fine.
Okay, I got you.
Give it to somebody at some race and be like, here you go. This is from the Moto Aftermath show. By the way, very much liked the placement of seating for most of the vlog this week, although there were a couple times you weren't sitting in front of our logo.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So the check for this
I'm
week.
still waiting for that bonus program you've been talking about.
Hey, we gotta talk about that this week, but we will talk
Kevin
about
knows how
that.
to play the game right now.
It's okay. I am willing to do,
God.
a slight, let's keep this slight
Yes.
bonus program for sitting in front of our logo every single vlog for a fair majority of it, all right?
Alrighty.
So when we get all those
You just
other
tell me.
so when we get all those other logos in there that I start to go, I think that check got lost in the mail or something. So
Hey,
Oh,
you
sorry, I
talked
sent it
about
to
the
Kansas?
offer. I'm waiting for the offer to hit.
Oh, boy.
oh boy, I gotta write an email after we get off this call. So, have you watched the race back at all from last night?
No, I haven't. I want to though, because I know that they kind of obviously shouted me out a little bit. I need to watch all of them, to be honest, just to kind of track how much TV time I've gotten.
Bro, it's hard for me to talk to you about things that have to do with racing if you don't watch the races at all.
I know.
Like, I've got a couple key points I could ask you about right now, but apparently not because you haven't watched.
Well, I mean,
the
I've
race.
probably seen them. I've probably seen the major.
Okay, all right.
incidences.
All right, let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on the Ando on Kenny crime here?
I think that it's a racing move. I don't think that he necessarily meant to absolutely plow him. I do think that he didn't make any. He didn't try to change the course of where his bike was headed, even though he knew he was coming into Roxon. But I mean, Anderson was just trying to get around him. He knew that the track was semi hard to pass on, besides in the sand, and Kenny did go wide, so he kind of left it open.
Yep.
So I mean, it's probably not 100%. Oh, cool! It's a racing move, but it's just part of racing.
So let me ask you this here, because this was my big question for the guys. So this is 2 weeks in a row now that Ando has pretty much taken Kenny out. We saw last weekend at the end of the whoops in that flat corner, he ran him real wide, and then Kenny tipped over, and then obviously the sand incident this weekend.
I think the last weekend's incident was just they were on two different pages. Like, Kenny didn't know he was coming in; he was just trying to cut down, and then Anderson saw him kind of go wide, so he's like, "Oh, I'm going to cut him," or like at least go inside of him.
Okay.
And then Kenny just cut down into his wheel. I don't think it was like, "Oh, I see him cutting down, I'm going to take his front wheel out," kind of deal.
So how many more weekends do you think Ando gets to put Kenny on the ground before Honda's at the AMA truck screaming about this? Whether they're all racing incidents or not, how many weeks in a row does this get to happen before?
If
AMA?
it happens again this weekend, that's when it's like, okay, maybe something's going on. But from what I've seen over the last two incidences, yes, it's aggressive riding. Yes, it's probably not super cool, but it is racing. Like, I haven't seen him deliberately T-bone him. You know what I mean? Like, the first one, he just snagged his front wheel. The second one, it's a sand section. Both lines came to the same place. There's not a whole lot he could have done.
Yep.
Yep. And we know how the chassis handles in Supercross and sand, so.
Yeah. And like, if you come into a bowl corner and there's a clear T-bone, that's different. But the last two situations he's been in, it hasn't been like, why did you do that? I guess
It's not Barshad Bogle crime.
Correct.
So last question with the Kenny Ando thing. So if you're Kenny,
Oh,
do
God.
you go out and free practice this week?
Jesus.
And just ghost ride it into Ando and tell him to leave you
No,
the fuck
absolutely
alone?
not.
Okay, because that's what I would
not
do.
Professional at all.
Two weekends
that is
in a row.
Travis Ridenhour move, clearly.
That totally is, because 2 weekends in a row, I'm ghost riding
That's a Ryan
into him in
Brace
the
move.
first corner,
That's
and I'm just
exactly-
going, leave me the fuck alone. And then if he does it again, well, then we're fibbing it. So,
Oh, God.
any
Anyways.
takes? I don't know if I asked you this last week, but any takes on the the Bogle Barsha incident there. I know you've kind of got a relationship with Bogle because of training at Reynolds together, but any take on that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it is what it is. I didn't know that. Like when I first saw the Bogle to Barsha incident, I thought that he was just like, he didn't know that Barsha was there and he was going to just try to cut off the track to get out of the way of people. So like, I was like, oh, that's clearly wasn't on purpose. Like he didn't know anybody was there. He's getting ready to pop, like he slowed down and then was going to cut across the track. But then when I heard that Barsha did it to him, I'm like, that opens up a whole new can of worms. But, I mean, dude, it is what it is. Barsha is known for that. And, I guess props to Bogle for not just laying back with it. But at the same time, he was a lap down. It's kind of a shitty move, but it is what it is.
I do find it weird of all people that Bogle was the one that's like, fucking, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to saw off his front end. Because we never really have seen that out of Justin. I mean, there were times in the 250 days where he was a little bit aggressive with guys, but it was for, like, hey, he was actually racing them for, like, points position.
Well, here's
with Barsha, it was weird for me because we never see that out of Bogle. He's not really outspoken like that.
Here's where we're getting screwed. We need to get Barsha and Ando coming together on moves like this. Because then the winner in all this is us because it'll be fucking awesome. Because
you're not wrong.
Somebody is going to get put into the cheap seats. Like, it's going to be sick.
Yeah, but Bogle doesn't need to get hurt again.
No, Bogle. So, Kev, were you like me, where you saw the Bogle thing and they said, oh, he stalled it, and you went, oh yeah, he stalled it and just started it and didn't have the clutch pulled in, and then realized, oh wait, he's on a Suzuki. They got to kickstart the fucking thing. We're so dumb because that was my move. Yeah, we're here. Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah,
I was listening
because that was my move, was to think like, oh yeah, he just stalled it and then like hit the start button and like didn't have the clutch in and it jerked on him, and then I thought about it for about 3 seconds and went, oh shit, he's on a Suzuki and he's got to kick it, bro.
Yeah, unless he he was moving, so he could have bump started it. But yeah, after the whole realizing that Barsha did it to him first, like that was not an accident.
Anybody else pissed off that we've been waiting all week to see a video of Barsha taking him out, and and fucking Supercross had it all week and didn't show us until the race?
Oh, I haven't seen a video. I've only seen pictures.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, there's a video out there.
Supercross was it on the main show or was it on qualifying?
It was on qualifying, I think. No, it was on the main show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was on the broadcast.
Yeah, it was on the main show.
Has anybody posted it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it
anywhere.
Social
media?
I haven't been on social a whole bunch today.
Dude,
so
you know what's crazy too is they played my A1 crash on the Jumbotron before they started the racing.
That's fucking awesome.
I haven't seen it. I want to see it.
What? Be like, hey man, you guys gonna give me some money for that?
Are you gonna go back and watch the broadcast ever? Jesus.
No. I'm not talking about the angle that they had from the broadcast. I'm saying they had a side angle that looks even gnarlier that they played on the Jumbotron that I have not been able to see, and I want to see that because they are promoting. Kevin. Kevin is absolutely eating it, but it's Kevin. I want to see the video of me.
Kevin,
fuck.
Kevin just looks and goes, Jesus, I crashed hard.
We need to call Prater.
Yeah, dude, I was literally sitting next to Barsha and Cade because we were getting ready for Heat 2, and I was watching. We were all watching it, and the video of me pops up and it's in slow-mo, and Cade's like, hey dude, that's you, and Barsha's like, dude, no way.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Kev just put his head down.
I'm happy to be walking after that one.
That one was scary.
That was bad.
Yeah. So no, like I said, I was super pumped to actually see it, but super pissed at the same time because everybody's been waiting all week trying to find a video of fucking Barsha taking out Bogle, and we haven't seen it, and then all of a sudden on the broadcast it just pops up and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
there it was. So, and it was bad. It was pretty good.
It was very blatant.
Yeah, the nice thing was it wasn't like a T-bone move, but it was major side pressure.
It also makes me wonder if before the Barsha the first time, like if something had been going on even before that, because like it wasn't great, but it's not like Barsha like just went straight for the center of his chassis. Yeah. So I'm like thinking that he was fucking with Bogle even before that. And Justin's just like, I'm done.
Yeah,
like I'm over this.
Yeah.
All right, Kev. One more question for you before we get off the line with you here. What's the East Coast plan here, man? Because we're getting close to that.
I don't know. I mean, clearly now, especially I think Freeze is out now, or I don't know what his head situation is, but like, I'd love to drop down into the 250 class just for this race. But yes, that would be a cool move. Yes, I would probably do pretty well, but then it takes me out of any chance of doing the East Coast. So definitely staying 450 for now. Plan is to do 450 all year. However, 250 stuff is not out of the question.
Look, Kevin Moranz needs to be on a 250 for East Coast.
I was really asking like where you were gonna stay.
I like that he just went the other way. Like I like it. I really do. I like it.
He went straight in. I mean, like the
because I've been asking this question for like how many weeks
Everybody's
now?
been asking me, and I asked him last week. So
like 100%, my plan is to still do 450 the whole time, unless a fill-in ride obviously comes about.
Yep.
But that's why I'm not going to try to drop into the 250 class for this coming weekend, is because there's 2 Triple Crowns on the other coast. So even if I just race those two Triple Crowns on 250 on the other coast, depending on how thinned out the 450 class gets at that point, I don't know. I think it's just definitely the smarter move to stay out of the 250 class until East Coast instead of trying to drop down for this one round. Obviously, I'd love to drop down right now and just race the rest of East Coast because there's nobody in it. But I don't want to say nobody in it, but it is weak again.
Yeah.
The West Coast is right now. But no, it is what it is. As far as where I'm staying, no idea. Just literally going week to week. Don't even know where I'm staying for this weekend yet. So
oh wait, you aren't
Patreon
staying
support, and I'll be able to make a little bit more of a plan.
Wait, Chris isn't still out there? You're not staying at Chris's house still, or?
I mean, he doesn't live in Arizona, so we gotta. I mean, we're staying here right now, but when we head to Arizona, I don't know where I'm staying.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
bro, call Hopper. You want me?
Hopper
Isn't
Johnny
Hopper?
Hopper?
Isn't he in Utah?
No, he's in Arizona.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You want me to hook this up, bro? Like, Hopper's an old.
I don't know who Hopper is. I don't know how far away he is in the stadium, but if you can hook something up, I'm down to hook something up. Because I was looking into hotels and it's like $350 a night.
Oh, dude,
Johnny's the guy when you were.
Dude, I'm starting a group chat after this. We'll get you hooked up.
Johnny's the guy when you hear for Buck Bash, when we were doing the show with him, Cooksey, and Coach. The guy that was screaming at us, "Why the fuck is Kevin Moranz? Why do you not have a mic for him? And why is he not on this podcast?" The guy that was the whole time. So yeah,
he's got a YouTube channel. It might be as controversial as ours, if not a little bit more.
He's a good dude,
but he's a good dude. Yeah. So yeah, no, gotcha. I'll start a group chat here. We'll get you guys hooked up here and hopefully get something figured out. So
yeah, I'm sure he would be able to do it.
Yeah, you're not exactly a terrible house guest, so it'll be fine.
I appreciate that.
I'll put in a good word for you. Yeah, he just stays to himself. Like as long as you give him somewhere to use the bathroom and somewhere to sleep, like a flat surface, he's fine.
Yeah, we're solid.
So, all right. Well, cool, man. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good luck this weekend, bud.
I said, I'll make some stuff happen here, and we'll talk some bonuses here for these vlogs. So
still pay attention to that voicemail then.
Yeah. No, you can still pay attention to the voicemail. Decided to leave a voicemail. So, all right, buddy. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
See ya.
All right, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bye. All right, Kevin Moranz, everyone.
Kevin Moranz, getting closer, man.
Getting closer.
All right. I do like his idea, though, that he, even though that's not where you were going, and I knew that's not where you were going, I do like, though, that in his head he is contemplating going down to the 250 East. I understand, and I could respect.
That has changed in a week here.
I understand. I respect it, and I even said in our group chat, I respect the commitment. I like it, or the whole thing of trust the process. Like I like it. I like his head, where his head's at, especially because he knows he's going to be on 450, even though it's projecting way ahead for outdoors.
Yeah.
But I do like, though, that he is. And we know that he is obviously a very smart dude, that he is smart enough to contemplate, like, hey, like if I can make something happen in the 250, I'm going to go do it if I can do it. So I like that. Because a lot of people would be like, no, I'm not even thinking about it. And then they would let their pride get in the way.
I don't think the 250 East is the move.
I don't either. I really agree with that either. I don't think it is. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
If he is going to stay 450, as far as I'm concerned, if he's going to stay 450 through these last couple West Coast, just go 450 all year, man.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
The attrition rate starting to catch up. He's obviously starting to feel better.
Yeah.
Just keep it rolling. You're going to start making mains here.
Yep.
And as AC said before he went out, no one gives a shit what you do at the beginning of the year if you're fucking doing good at the end of the year. So if he gets to the point where the attrition rate has caught up and there's a few more spots in the main of guys who haven't won titles or races or whatever before, and he can start getting into them for, like, say, even the last 7-8 rounds, no problem. The year will still look good.
I think that because we know that Kevin is better on the tacky stuff. We know that he's obviously very used to the East Coast because that's what he's pretty much done his entire pro career.
Yeah.
I think that the East Coast, and I think this weekend is going to be tough, but I think that he'll definitely make a main by 8-3. I think that when we go East Coast, I don't think that making a main, no matter what's going on with guys, is going to be an issue for him. Because just with his style and how calculated he is, I think he's a notch above a lot of these back of like 17 to 22nd place guys. I think that on the East Coast, I think he is just a notch above them because he's used to riding that dirt. Like, he's really good at it. Like, so I think even though I think he makes a main by A3, I think that if he hasn't, by the time we get to Minneapolis, I don't think mains it's going to be an issue anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, since I forgot, when we got Kev on the phone, Kev was brought to you by the Dirt Bike Depot. Need some new moto gear, but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices? Shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs: gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots, as well as tons of more items that you can't buy in stores. Follow them on Insta at Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. So thanks to Dirt Bike Depot, they're helping us out with some fantasy prizes and things like that. Max, we still need our hats, bro.
Yeah, bro, we need them.
So anyway, okay, so we'll take another quick break here. We will come back. We will call Cole again, and we will talk 250s. We were going to have, like I said, we were going to have Surratt on tonight too. Obviously, if you watched the race, he had a rough time. Surratt was going to be brought to you by our newest sponsor, Holster Co. Make sure to check them out at Oh boy, where's that?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Look, they're
Sorry.
new. I don't have it memorized. Okay,
Sorry.
leave me alone. I don't even have a read for them. They make Kydeck holsters for things that go bang bang. So if you like things that go bang bang, make sure to check them out and check them out at miholsterco.com. Again, links in the description below to all of our sponsors, and there's discounts for some of them. Discount codes are down there too. So go ahead and check that out in the description down below. Like I said, quick break here. We'll come back. We will call Cole back, and we will talk 250 class for A2 here. So we'll be back in just a second.